Guys, welcome to Season 1, Episode 4 of the Sofa Sessions. This is Control, and as you probably noticed that there's a L missing off the end of Control. That is deliberate. It's kind of an unfinished word, so it kind of symbolises like incomplete control. That's just my funny way of naming things. So let's get into this. You're going to learn three things here. You're going to learn 1, a colour change, 2, a vanish, and 3, thirdly, the control. Now, I did come up with this by myself independently, but someone else, a guy called Oliver Marcio on his Control Freak DVD, came up with this control. It's kind of similar. It looks the same. It produces the same effects, but I think I've got a different handling on it, and I kind of made adjustments and tweaks to it, and I think it performs the effect a lot better. So again, credit Oliver Marcio and his Control Freak DVD for this. The actual DVD is actually, I've heard, out of circulation now, so you can't get it. So I feel that I can put this out with my own kind of twist on it, my own take on the actual control and the effects, without damaging his reputation too much. So Oliver, great control, and this is my variation on it. So before we get into anything more, let's take a look at some of the performances, and then we'll get into the explanation of everything. Okay, so we're going to get into the actual vanish of a playing card. It uses a move that's kind of like a slight Cardini or a slight half ego, Danny Garcia ego change kind of move, where what happens is you bring just one guard down to the side of the pack, and that's really your setup for the whole thing. You just need to just make sure you can clip one card down to the side of the pack. So how you do that is you hold the pack in a grip where you've got your index finger and your thumb at the top of the pack, holding it in quite a steady grip, and your middle finger just pulls one card down. It's as simple as that, and that's really what you need to do. Now, it's done under cover, so I'll show you. You take one card off the top of the pack, but you hold it in a position just like so. So you've got 2 points of grip, so you've got your thumb at the front and your middle finger at the back, and pick it up. Okay? At this point, you can re-grip the pack between your index and your thumb, and when you come and place that card back down on the pack, you're going to perform that move to clip the card down to the side of the pack. So again, turn one card over on top, re-grip. As you place the card down, you perform the move, as you can see, just under there. Okay, so as I said, this is all done under cover. The angle you really want is to the side of the spectator, so the spectator can see this part of your hand, because that gives you the most cover to do it. So when you place the card back down on top of the pack, the clipped card down by the side of the pack is actually fully under cover here. So what you want to do then is square up the card with the top of the pack, and close your fingers up, or if you're good, you can actually open your fingers up a bit more. Just really be careful of not flashing that card. But from this angle, you can really open them up, as you can see, and not see a card there at all. So all you're doing is just bringing the top card here over the top, hiding the reverse card. So again, you've got the card, it comes down to the side, and you just hide the reverse card by placing the face down one on top of it. And it's as simple as that. So one more time. Pick up. As you come down, I'll give you an angle this side. You can remove the card, square up, and replace. Okay, so practice that and we'll move into the next part, the colour change. Okay, so we've learnt the vanish. Now we're going to move into the colour change, and the nice thing about this is from the vanish it's a natural progression to the colour change. So for example, say we've just vanished this 8 of diamonds on the top of the pack, alright? So we've just gone here and vanished the 8 of diamonds, alright? From here, if you get a double lift, so a break under the top 2 cards, and push them both forward, and if you go back to episode 1, rechange, you'll see this move where I butt the 2 cards up between my ring finger and my middle finger here, and strip the reversed card out of the pack under the hand. Okay, now I'll show you that at a different angle over here so you can actually see, but to learn it in detail, go back to episode 1, rechange, like so. Alright, so when you're in that position, or as you're doing it, you want to turn 1 card over, like so. Now at this point, your hand comes up neatly toward the body, so no one can see above or below the card. You lay it down on top of the 4. Now what you want to make sure is that the corner of the 8 here touches the corner where your thumb is on the top of the pack, and it's still butted in between your ring and your index, or your middle finger, but further down so they can't see it. So it's difficult to do it very slowly, but we'll give it my best shot. Let's strip the card out and turn it over. You can see it comes down to the middle corner. My fingers touch my thumb where the corner of the card meets, and all you're doing is squaring that up as you run your fingers across the front of the deck. So again, we're in this position, we've just vanished the card. We're going to strip out, turn a card over, and then as you square the card up to change it, you're going to move in an upwards motion. So a small motion will hide the big movement. So let's show you that. So we're in this position here, we turn the card over, and you're going to jump up as you come down and do the change. And so you're not going to jump up, your hands are going to move up. Don't jump up in the air, it might look a little bit silly while performing. So you've stripped out, come down here, and you come up and then down. And in that movement, you'll square the card up and it will look like the card has changed. So let's go through that at full speed, open angle, just over here for you, just like so. So we've got the vanished card, we push forward, strip out and turn the card over. The 8 comes to the corner, you come up as you move the 8 into position, and that's it. That's the colour change. Guys, what we've done, we've learnt the vanish and we've learnt the colour change. Now let's get into the control. Now I do have to say, give credit, like I did at the beginning of the video, to Oliver Mercier. He came up with something independently, as I did. I didn't know he did it until I got informed about it. But he did come up with something similar. I think I've got a nicer way of handling it, and a few refinements with it. It's a 1 card control. So you've seen it in the trailer. This is what you have to do. Hold the pack in mechanics grip and split the pack in half and turn 1 card over. Now, before I do it, you can actually do the card face down or face up. It's completely up to you which kind of effect you want to go for. Now, as in the vanish, you re-grip the pack into this kind of grip here, so you've got your index finger and your thumb at the sides, so your middle finger can come down and lift that card to the side of the pack. Now, this happens as the Vanish did, but with more of a pack of cards, really, I suppose. And you pop all the pack of cards down on top of the card as you move the card out off the pack into position at the side of the pack. Okay? So again, you've got the 6 here, you place it down, but then you move that 6 into position under the cover of your hand, ready to go onto the top of the pack. So one more time, you turned one card over, you've got it in the grip here, your middle finger just comes down to the side as you place the rest of the pack on top. So it will look like that at speed. You can give it a little shake. What I like to do is just come forward a bit just to hide the movement before you put the card down. Because if you were just to put it down, the card might get stuck, and it does frequently. If you just place it down and try and move it, the card, you'll notice, gets stuck underneath the pack here. So what I like to do is come forward a bit, let the card clear before I place the cards back down and square up. Okay, from there it's the same motion as learning the Vanish of placing the card back on top. But let's go through it again. So we've turned one card over, we've re-gripped, and we're ready to perform the move. So it comes across to the top. I like to just come forward slightly and then put the cards back on top, just to stop any catching or any clipping. So again, come forward in slow motion. I come forward as I strip the card out, place everything down. Now from here I'll just hold it for a minute. You don't need to do anything. And if you're just doing a control without revealing the card, you can do the square up at any time. It really doesn't matter. You can take your time with this. It's really nice. You can actually take your time with this control because it's so clean. You know, it looks like you just squared the pack up. And then you can, replace the card back on top whenever you want to by literally just moving your hand. So I mean, it goes down, and then you can just look like you square up the pack, and the card is then on top. So again, let's do it with it face down, so you can actually see what happens when it's face down. So we've got the 2 goes into the middle. Let's place the rest of the cards back on top. You can, square the pack up like so, and the 2 ends up being on top. Now I'll show you the best way of actually moving the card into position onto the top. So turn one card over and perform the move. Now when you're in this position here, so you've got the card, let's go this side, you've got the card kind of clipped at the side of the pack, your hand is just going to rock it on top. Let's do that again, like so, and your hand is just going to rock it on top and square up the front. What I like to do at the front as well, just in case the card doesn't fall flush on top of the pack, is to bevel the pack at the front a bit. So when you're squaring up, you're just pushing the pack back slightly, just to allow for them white gaps, just in case it does happen. So you go in, like so, and then you can just push the back and bevel it backwards, just to stop it, any blue appearing or anything like that. It's just a good tip just to push it back slightly as you're squaring up. So one more time. You've squared up. You're going to place the cards back on top as you get the card out. Here, take your time. There's no rush whatsoever as you place the card back on top and bevel the cards backwards slightly to stop any blue from showing. Now if you're doing the control face down, it really doesn't matter about any blue showing, because you can, honestly, you can take as much time as you like. From here it looks like you squared the pack up, get the eye contact, place it back down, or you don't even need that, to be honest. You can do it so quickly. It doesn't matter whatsoever. It's the nice thing about it, it's so clean, it's so quick. So it is lovely, it is lovely. Just practice it, practice it, practice it. Get one card down to the side, and then the rest is easy from there. Right guys, so that was Control. I hope you really enjoyed that. I know I kind of waffle on a bit when it comes to the last one, Control. It's just that I'm really passionate about it, and I do use it all the time. It's incredible. I never get caught out with it. I find it a lot easier than using a pass. And there's no need for even a double undercut. There's no need to move the cards with it, which is amazing. So I hope you really get to grips with it all. If you do it all in sequence, so Vanish, Colour Change, and then Control, it's a nice little 3 sequence as well, which is really good. So enjoy it, guys. Thank you very much. Please keep checking back at thealchemistrick.com weekly or for daily updates, however much you want to do it. I just really thank you guys for the support. If you haven't checked out the previous episodes, episode 1, 2 and 3, please do. The trailers are up. You can buy it now and download it straight away. So enjoy. Nice to see you, and I'll see you again soon.